Good evening. My name is Dr. Ned Forrester, and tonight we will be interviewing Mr. Bowditch from the book Carry On, Mr. Bowditch. Before our interview begins, we're going to preview with a quick game of Cool or Not Cool, where I will ask Mr. Bowditch 3 questions about his life, and he will respond with cool or not cool. Are you ready, Mr. Bowditch?
Yes, sir.
Cool or not cool? Buying an expectation. Cool or not cool? Indentured servanthood. Cool or not cool? Math. To determine the order of today's interview questions, we will be spinning the wheel of questions. We'll begin with the purple question, Mr. Bowditch. What was your first connection with sailing?
My father was a sea captain, but he lost his ship on April 19, 1775, when I was 2 years old, right when the American Revolution started. My family and I lived in Salem, Massachusetts, a port town where I watched ships come in and out of the harbor loaded with cargo. My first investment in the shipping business was I bought an expectation for 1 shilling at the age of 6.
Next, the orange question. Mr. Bowditch, tell me about your family and your early life.
I have 2 brothers and 2 sisters, William, Hab, Mary, and Liza. I loved school and learning, and I especially loved math. I sometimes even asked the teacher for harder problems. I also wished to go to Harvard, so you can imagine my excitement when I overheard my father talking to extend my studies. However, to my disappointment that morning, my father told me that I was going to study for 2 more months, and then I was going to be indentured to Ropes and Hodges Chandlery for 9 years.
Next, the yellow question. What was it like to be an indentured servant?
I felt trapped, and I could not wait for my indenture to be over. But in hindsight, I realized that I had learned so much during my time as a bookkeeper. And on my own, I continued studying topics like astronomy, navigation, languages, surveying, and more mathematics.
Fascinating story about indenturehood. Next question, Mr. Bowditch. Tell me about your first years on board the boat.
I was a clerk, which means I kept track of the daily finances of the boat. My experience as a bookkeeper at Ropes and Hodges Chandlery helped prepare me to be a clerk. I also loved studying, so even in my free time, I still studied on the boat.
Mr. Bowditch, what other roles did you have on the boat during your career?
Well, like I said before, I started as a clerk. Later, I gained experience and took on different responsibilities on the boat. I even became a captain and joint owner of my boat, the Putnam. Later, we sailed to Sumatra.
Do you mean Sumatra?
Oh yes, I always say that wrong. My bad. No matter my role on the boat, I continue learning.
Our final question is from the blue category, Mr. Bowditch, or shall I say Captain Bowditch. What were some significant accomplishments you had in your life?
Well, I encouraged and taught other members of the crew who were interested in taking lunars.
What are lunars?
By taking lunars, you are able to look at the position of the moon and the stars to determine your location based on mathematical calculations.
Fascinating. And did you also write a book?
That is correct, I did. I wrote a book called The New American Practical Navigator. Some people even call it the Sailor's Bible to help understand how to sail by the book.
But it's true that you never got to enroll at Harvard, right?
I never did get to enroll in Harvard, but I did get an honorary degree.
Fantastic. Well, Mr. Bowditch, thank you for your time today. And this is Ned Forrester wrapping up tonight's episode. Be sure to catch the next episode of Meet the Characters.